Sometimes when something needs fixed, Mojang is on it immediately, and that's the case with this week's Snapshot. Oh, hi everyone, Dewlan here, and welcome to Snapshot 23w43a. I hope you had a happy Halloween. Let's talk about this week's Snapshot. It's a pretty small one, but two things for something new that was added have been changed. So first things first, the copper trapdoors textures were changed a little bit here. Last week there was a little air gap on the top of the copper doors, which looked really weird. So this week they kind of patched that up. You can see it looks much nicer now. I've been seeing a lot of people bring up the fact that the copper door and trapdoor recipe just doesn't make sense using all of these blocks of copper when you could just use the copper ingots to make the door, just like you do with the iron doors. Because, like, if you tried to use iron blocks to make a door, like, that would be terrible. That's just a refrigerator. Now, I understand that multiple raw copper drops from a single copper ore, but with all of the new things that you can make with copper, I mean, look at this. I don't really feel like you need to expand the recipe more than it already needs to be, because we got things to craft. You could still open it with right click, which is, I mean, at this point, I assume it's a feature, but I mean, hey, if it's going to be made out of metal, I don't really see why that's a thing, but I digress. It looks good. It's the same texture as what's in the inventory now, which was a bug from last week's Snapshot. I'm loving it. But the big thing that I think everyone's going to be talking about are the bricks. If you may have noticed, last week, the Tuff bricks were added, and people rejoiced, and the world was whole. But the bricks didn't actually line up with the other bricks, and this week, that was fixed. So now all of the bricks all line up together. Phew. A lot of the changes this week in the snapshots are actually from the technical changes, such as the data pack now being version 23, which comes with its own new creative things that you can use with decorated pots using the loot table tag keys and everything like that. But last week we also were introduced to the /tick command. It's a small change, but you used to need to put time after the tick step command, but you don't have to do that anymore. The default value is now 1. Some redundancy was put into place for the execute if unless commands and the function commands, but honestly, that's a little above my pay grade. I want to talk about some of the bug fixes. So let's go back in time, before Halloween. I was a ringmaster this year, that's why I'm wearing this. What were you for Halloween? Let me know in the comments. And take a look at some of the bugs that were patched. It seems like a lot of the bugs from last week's snapshot that was introduced had to do with subtitles. So for example, if you opened up a copper trapdoor, you just got this. This is much less chaotic. Same thing with the copper bulb here. You can see that it's got this long string of words. It's been patched. And also, apparently people were having issues with polished Tuff specifically not showing up on footsteps, but I haven't been able to replicate that. But regardless, it's been fixed. We got footsteps. Using a stonecutter last week wouldn't give you the option to make the chiseled copper, but that's been fixed now. Now Halloween is over, so the bats no longer will be spawning a lot like they used to be, but you'll still be seeing bats around. And last week, they changed the texture for the bat, and now they just tweaked it a little bit to raise the ears, and I think this looks way better. Here's what they looked like last week. You can see that it's been raised just a little bit, and they look a lot more like pointy bat ears. Ah, look at him, he's just a little guy, man, you know, he's just a little guy. Sometimes these snapshots are small, but they can be mighty. I'm particularly excited that the Tuff bricks now line up with all the other ones. But that is all that this week's snapshot has brought to us today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these snapshot updates, why not subscribe to the channel? Maybe like this video. And until next time, this is Dewlan, and I'll see you later. Bye now.